Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to introduce a special guest on my channel today. So I put out a contest a couple of weeks ago asking you guys to submit entries if you were in the first 6 months of your LOC journey, and I got some really amazing entries. Thank you to everyone who entered. I am really happy to introduce you guys to one of the winners of the contest, Miss Alexis Harris.
Hey, Nina.
Hey, Alexis, thank you so much for being here. I loved your submission, your photos, your story, all of that. It really just caught my attention right from the beginning, and I knew I wanted to have you on. So thank you so much for being here.
Are you kidding me? Thank you so much for having me. I'm obsessed with your channel. You already know you have the best fans in the world, and I'm certainly one of them. So thank you so much. You made my whole year really with this opportunity. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Thank you for being willing to do this and put yourself out there. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me to have subbies like you who are just engaged all the time and
Yes.
Just a light, everything. So tell everybody about you.
Yeah, of course. My name is Alexis Harris. I'm living here in Atlanta, Georgia right now. I'm pursuing my PhD in political science, loving every step of the way. I'm in my late 20s, excited, just living my best life here in the city. I love to do film and television. I have a production company and I do YouTube videos as well. So I'm pretty creative at heart, just out here having fun.
Your boss, babe.
Oh, thank you. Trying to be like you, Nina. That's it.
Oh.
That's it.
So I wanted to jump into some questions about your LOCs. Tell us when you started your LOC journey, how you started it, what technique or what pattern they used. Did you go to somebody? Tell us all that.
Yeah, of course. So all the details. I started my LOCs on May 29th, 2020. So it was about 5 days after my birthday. And I started with 2-strand twists. I went to a loctician because your girl is not skilled with doing hair at all. So I went to a loctician. She is phenomenal. She started them with 2-strand twists. I started with the brick parting system. I think it's called the brick parting system. I'm still new to everything. Yeah. I'm trying to learn all the new terminology, but started with the brick layout and I've been in love ever since. I was telling her that I didn't know how many I wanted in particular, but I knew I didn't want them too big or too small. And I think the size she gave me was absolutely perfect. So I could not be happier. And my mom went with me and she started her LOCs on the same day as well.
Awesome. Yeah, you did say that in your submission. So what pattern did she start with and how long is her hair?
The same. She started with the brick layout as well, just square parts. And her hair is much longer than mine. And it looks amazing. We just went in for our second retwist yesterday, actually.
Awesome.
And her length is killing mine. Hers is touching her shoulders. And I'm like, you make me sick.
Well, you got the same DNA, so you'll get there soon.
Exactly. We're in a little healthy competition,
Yeah, that's fun. That's amazing. You had someone to start with, your mom at that. It's just a beautiful journey to take together.
Yes, my best friend in the whole wide world. And I know she's gonna watch this, so hey, Mom.
Oh, hey, Mom. Shout out, Mom.
Yes. So those are some of the deets with how I got started.
Why did you start LOCs?
Oh my goodness, this question is so weird to answer because honestly, I started them because I wore protective styles all the time. And it just kind of happened randomly that my older brother, he was like, why don't you get LOCs? You always wear your hair in protective styles. You always wear 2-strand twists anyway. Go ahead and lock it up. And as soon as he said that, I was like, the light bulb went off and I was like, absolutely. I'm pretty silly for not having them sooner. And I had been trying to convince my mom to get LOCs earlier a couple years ago. And she was like, no, I don't think so. But for some reason, Nina, when my brother suggested it, I was like, you are absolutely right. I had never even considered it for myself and I could not be happier. So I guess I started them to answer your question more directly. I guess I started them because I wore protective styles all the time. I suck at doing my hair. I'm obsessed with LOCs anyway. So it was just kind of a natural decision.
Yeah, well, that I kind of have the same story because I had always worn a bunch of different styles, and then someone
Yeah.
else suggested that I start locks, and I was like, I never thought about it. Maybe it could be good, and
Yeah.
I've been hooked ever since too. So yeah, sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you need that push from somebody. So
Exactly. You don't even think about it for yourself until somebody just randomly says it. And it's like, that makes so much sense. And
exactly.
when I say I wore two-strand twists, I wore them for the past 3 or 4 years straight,
Wow.
no other styles,
Three
just
or 4 years, yeah, girl, you could have been locked at that point.
been locked.
Right. Yes. Well, hey, everything in due time. So your
Exactly.
own time for yourself. It sounds like you had a really good support system. Did you have anybody who was like, ooh, I don't know about that? Anybody
Nobody.
naysayers? That's
Everyone was so supportive. And even like now that I'm a part of the LOC community, my boyfriend was actually like, you are a part of the best community possible because everyone's so supportive. And that's all I've been seeing my whole journey so far. And it's only been 8 weeks, so I'm still new,
yeah.
but so far so good. No weird looks, no bad thoughts, no bad words or anything, like no bad comments. Another reason that I started my LOC journey is because I just finished my coursework in my PhD program at Clark Atlanta University. So shout out to CAU.
Yeah. Shout out CAU.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. So I thought it would be the perfect time to sort of leave all that behind me and start fresh and new on this new part of the journey. So
Exactly. That's beautiful. Well, congratulations on that.
thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your hair journey just in the long term, like over your life in childhood, all of that. What was your relationship like with your hair?
Oh, great question. My relationship with my hair has been pretty straightforward, I guess. I've never really known it intimately, if that makes sense. Like, I've always worn weaves or braids or just extensions. Just, I've never really embraced my natural hair for what it is now. And I was talking to, I think I was talking to one of my brothers. I have three brothers. I was telling one of them, I have never worn my hair out more than I have in these last 8 weeks, like straight, like no
Wow.
twists, no braids, no wigs, no weaves, like nothing but my hair.
Mhm.
And it sounds weird because I'm in my late 20s, like,
Yeah.
and I'm just now getting used to wearing my hair out, but I had perms growing up. I had braids all the time. My mom was really great in that she always styled my hair. Like I was never out here looking crazy.
Mhm.
So she always took care of it, but I never really learned how to embrace my own natural hair in its natural state. It was always covered by something. So I feel so liberated right now.
Mhm. Yeah, I
And
was
these
gonna
last
ask you how it feels.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. These last 8 weeks have been amazing, and I initially even I guess to tell you how traditional or how set we get into our routines. When I decided to get locks, I was like, oh, they're gonna be really short. I'm gonna want to cover them. Like it's okay. I'll get like two-strand twists over my starter locks, and then I
Mhm.
was like, quit playing, like
Right. Yeah, you playing games out here.
yeah, I need to cut it out. Like, if I'm gonna do this, I need to embrace it, short locks and all. Like, and that's what I've been doing. But it just goes to show you how used I was to covering my hair. Like, even when I was starting locks 8 weeks ago, I was like, it's fine if I don't like them. I can just cover them until I like them. And then I was like, no, that's not even what I want my journey to be about.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You wanted to really go through and experience all of it, the good, bad, whatever, all of it. So I know you talked about being in your late 20s and not having experienced your hair, but there are a lot of women like in their 50s and even 60s that don't know what their hair is really like. They don't have a
Yeah,
relationship because they're always covering it. So I
yeah.
think I think it's something that Black women just across the board experience where we don't engage with our hair, we don't interact with it. It's just easier to put it up.
To cover it up. Exactly. And back to your question of why get locks, like it just makes so much sense because it's a healthy way to embrace your hair in its natural state, in the way it grows out of your head. And you can do so many beautiful things with it. All of us who watch your videos see the beautiful things that can be done with locks. So, I mean, it makes so much sense. And it helps us as Black women and women of color who oftentimes have to dig through their hair to detangle it and,
Mhm.
have trouble styling their natural hair. It helps us realize that, hey, our hair is fine. It's just fine. It's manageable.
Absolutely.
It's easy to style. It's easy to take care of, low maintenance. So you're absolutely right. And I'm happy you said that that it takes some people a bit longer because I feel like I'm late to the party.
Yeah, no, girl, you're right on time. What's it been like having baby locks during the pandemic? I can imagine it might be a little bit easier, because you're not going out and you're
Yes.
not interacting with people face to face. So what's it been like?
Yeah, for sure. You're absolutely right. It's been having locks during the pandemic has been really easy. You know what I mean? Like you said, you don't have to go anywhere. If you feel uncomfortable, because there are some days where I feel really confident and some days where I'm like, all right, I look pretty crazy. But it makes things easier to know that I don't have the pressure, the social pressure of going out and looking a certain way. Or if I have a day where I'm not feeling my best, I can just chill. Like no one's expecting you to be anywhere. You don't have to really cancel plans, because I don't know about you, but I haven't been making too many plans.
Yeah, I haven't made plans either. No. We're in the same
Exactly.
boat. Yeah.
Exactly. So I feel like it was all meant to be. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like starting now, it's the perfect time to start. So anyone who's watching, I would definitely recommend jumping on out there and getting started, especially now during a pandemic. It's really been one of the highlights of my life in the past couple of months, with everything else being kind of crazy and uncertain. It's really special to be able to be on this journey.
So this is a popular question of my viewers. How many locks do you have?
Oh. Oh my gosh, Nina. Okay, I just counted my locks and my mom helped me. When I first counted them, I thought I had 79 and I counted them by myself. And then I was filming for one of my lock journey videos, and my mom had to come in and help me because I just couldn't count it. Like I would count and I'd get to 79, then I'd recount and I'd get to 80 and then 81. So I was like, what's going on? Nina, I have 81 locks. Yes, and we thought my mom had fewer locks than me, but she actually has 85. So I'm like, okay, her hair is longer than mine. She has more locks than me. Like,
but it's not a contest though for the amount of locks you have.
I know. It's all a good fun. Yeah, for sure.
That's funny though. That's cute. Okay.
When I was going in, I was thinking, just because I watch lock videos, of course I watch yours, and I was just thinking of how many I would want. Of course you can't really pick your number. It depends on a bunch of different factors. But I remember thinking, if I could come out with about 75, I'd probably be happy, probably be pretty satisfied. And so to hear that I have 81, I'm like, okay, that's pretty spot on.
Yeah, that's good. Tell us about your maintenance so far. I know you just said you got a retwist. Said yesterday or earlier today?
Yes, yesterday. I got a retwist yesterday, and it was my second retwist. So I got my first one at the 4-week mark, and then the second one yesterday at the 8-week mark. But as far as maintenance goes, I let my loctician handle the retwisting because I'm a bit nervous right now while they're still forming to damage them or to harm them in any way.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Yeah, because they're my babies.
Yeah, exactly. You want to give them the best life possible, the best chance to bloom and prosper afterwards. So
yes, and I learned that from you.
Yes, I'm glad I can share that.
Yes, absolutely. But as far as maintenance goes, I just use rose water to wake them up in the morning, and I use a little bit of oil, whether it's almond oil or argan oil, on my scalp if it feels dry. I really don't do anything else to it. My mom is actually used to putting clips on hers and putting a little bang out in the front. And I'm like, Ma, you're doing too much. Like we're new to the game. Like stop messing with your hair.
Yeah, Mom is already ready for all the looks.
Yes, and I'm telling you, one of my goals is to get to a bun because I love when you wear your hair up in a bun, and I'm like, I cannot wait to get there. So, but I'm being patient with my process and my journey. I feel like my mom is trying to rush it a little bit.
So do you imagine, once you get comfortable with your locks at a certain point, do you imagine that you'll maintain them yourself, or will you go to a stylist every once in a while? How do you see that playing out?
I'm looking forward to the day that I can maintain them myself and retwist them myself. I was just talking about this yesterday with my mom on the way home from our retwist appointment. I cannot wait to be able to retwist by myself. And I was watching your interview with LC. Hey. How he was saying that you inspired him. Yeah, hey, LC. How you inspired him to get his retwist down by himself, because it's apparently not that hard to retwist yourself, but I'll know when I'm ready to
Right.
try it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really trial and error too, like figuring out the products that work best for your
Yeah.
locks and just the technique and everything. I started retwisting myself from the very beginning just because I'm cheap. So, but I definitely do like having a nice fresh salon retwist. I mean, I
Oh my
haven't
God.
been able to replicate that.
Nothing like it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to do that. But like you, I'm trying to save money as
Yeah,
well. Like I don't like to spend all the time. So I definitely want to get to the point where I can comfortably retwist by myself.
exactly. Yeah. And I think during this time too, during the pandemic, it's really empowering to be able to know how to do your own hair. You know, it saves
Yeah.
you money. I know some people because my sisters do hair and they have clients because they specialize in weaves. They have
Yeah.
clients that wore the weave for like 5 months, like
Yeah.
this entire time
Yeah.
because they didn't want to take their hair down and deal with it. So having locks just kind of, and if you're able to maintain them yourself, it's just
Yeah.
really freeing, really
Yeah.
empowering. And
And then you don't have to worry about anyone else's schedule or availability. And it's like if I need my locks to look a certain way, I can do it myself, you know. So I'm looking forward to getting to that point
yeah,
for sure.
yeah, absolutely. So in terms of products, you mentioned rose water and oil. Is there anything else that you're using or you just wait for your stylist to do
No, Nina, I'm terrified of lock buildup.
it? Right.
Like it's a real fear of mine right now. So I just use rose water and oil.
Yeah, I think that's totally safe. It is totally okay to play it safe. That's a
Yeah, yeah. I hear about different conditioners that'll work fine and ones that don't cause lock buildup. But I'm like, I'm still in the early stages, so I'm so nervous about just something getting stuck in my hair, me not realizing it or, seeing it months down the line. And I'm like, I'm not here for that.
yeah, absolutely. Well, I feel like you're going to do great because you're already so conservative right now. Like you're
Yeah.
setting a really good foundation for your locks. When I was a loose natural, I wanted to try all these different things to try to bring out the curl pattern and all that
Yep.
kind of stuff. So the fact that you're cautious and you're concerned about your babies, you
Yep.
is fine.
Exactly. And I'm like, I gotta treat them well now because you don't get another set. I mean, of course you can start over, you
Good,
know.
yeah, but I know what you mean
Yeah,
exactly. Like, you want to maintain the set that you have, you know?
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I know you're a YouTuber. I will link to Alexis's channel in the description box. But you're a YouTuber,
Yes.
and I checked out some of your videos, and I know you talked about the ugly phase of locks
Yeah.
and how that doesn't really exist. So talk to us a little bit about that.
First of all, thank you so much again, Nina, for the opportunity to just be on your platform because, like I said, I am a huge fan, a huge fan. But yeah, I talked about the ugly stage recently, and my brothers always make fun of me in a playful way. And they're just like, Lex, your locks are little. And I'm like, wait till I can swing them. But it really just comes down to, in my opinion, there is no ugly stage. I don't care if it's day one of your locks, and they can unravel in the shower or something. I don't care, how far down the road you are. Someone left a comment on that video sharing her story a little bit. And she was basically saying for her ugly stage is around the 6-month mark where she is right now. And it's because they're swelling and she just doesn't know what to do with them. And I'm like, okay, that's a great point. Because what I consider a stage that I'm not comfortable with may be something that someone else is completely fine with. So the quote unquote ugly stage can come at different points in your lock journey. So I was like, that's pretty fair. Most people assume the ugly stage is, the first couple of months. And for
Right.
me, I'm like, I refuse, like I refuse to call them ugly. Like I believe words have power. So
Yeah,
it's up to us
absolutely.
to nourish our locks with what we say and of course how we treat them. So there is no ugly stage as far as I'm concerned. I'm here for every step of the journey.
I love it. I love it. You should definitely be on YouTube spreading that message. That's
Oh,
beautiful. That is. And I totally agree. I think at different parts of the lock journey, there may be times when you feel more or less comfortable with them. For me, it was like in the first like 3 months, maybe. That's when I kind of felt like really awkward with them. And then it was also like year 3 where it was kind of like here or so.
yeah.
It kind of felt awkward. So what keeps you motivated on this journey so far, this 8 weeks?
Honestly, and I know like this is gonna sound so cliche, Nina, but people like you, like seriously, people who have been on this journey for years and years, and people who spread their wisdom with the rest of us and spread their light, and their knowledge, like it really helps me out, and it gives me something to look forward to. Like, you give us something to look forward to. So that's definitely what keeps me encouraged, and just knowing that it's a journey. Like, every stage is going to show something new. And for me, that's so exciting. So I'm just ready to learn as much as I can, for sure.
Absolutely. So I know you mentioned if you had to give anyone advice, you would tell them to start now during the pandemic. Is there anything else you would tell, people before they're getting started?
So other than start now, because my mom and I always talk about this idea of we could have been locked, like, we could have been in the game, like, for real. So,
right.
But other than starting now, I would say embrace the journey. Like, it is a journey for a reason. It's not to be rushed, and it's not to sort of mope through. Like, it's exciting. So embrace it and be excited about it. And you're not going to love every day. You're not going to love every stage, but it's worth being good to yourself and speaking positively of your hair and your locks. And most importantly, represent.
Yes. That's beautifully said, like, not to mope through it, because I think people feel like it's such a daunting experience to go through. But the thing is, it's a voluntary thing that you're doing, right? It's a choice to decide to get locks. And I feel like if you're making that choice, that means you are willing to accept everything that comes with it. It's the whole journey of ups and downs. If you have a graph, there's highs, there's lows, there's all of that. But overall, it's like, there's highs.
Yeah. Exactly. Peaks and valleys. And even if you don't love it, you got to embrace it. Just embrace it.
Embrace it, because ultimately it's your hair.
Yes.
No. So where do you see your journey going? What are your goals? How long do you want to get? Color, anything like that? Where do you see this?
Goals. I want to be able to put my hair in a bun. Like a top knot, high bun. Yeah, that's a goal for sure. I don't know if I'll play with color, I think your color is beautiful though. I'm so, like, it's amazing. So if I know how you feel about it. But if I got color, it'd be something similar to that. But I know you and LC were talking about yarn, so I might experiment with that instead of color. For sure. Yeah. Other than like a high bun, and I wanted to get to my collarbone eventually. I definitely don't think I want it to get too terribly long, because I'm a low maintenance kind of a girl for sure. So I'll probably keep it like collarbone length at the longest. But those are just some of my goals. The top knot, maybe some yarn color, and collarbone length.
You're not gonna do tailbone length, I guess.
Nothing crazy, no.
So how about you share your social media handles with everybody here? Just drop all your stuff. Do a bit self-promotion right now.
A little self-promo.
Promo.
First and foremost, as you said, I am a YouTuber as well. Pretty new to the journey, but documenting every single week. And you can check out my YouTube videos at youtube.com/Alexis Harris. And and I'm all over social media at CoverGirl Alexis, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of that. And I hope to see a lot of people there. It's been really fun so far.
Congratulations on your journey, Alexis. Thank you again so much for your time. Thank you for sharing your story, your photos. You're just a radiant light, just beautiful inside and out. And I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for you. I think this is going to be an amazing journey for you. I can't wait to see how it goes.
Nina, you are the best. I cannot thank you enough. Like I always say, from the bottom of my heart, you have no idea how many lives you're changing out here. Mine being one of them. So,
right, seriously.
Oh
my God.
I mean, I could really sit here and talk to you all day. It's honestly surreal, because like I said, I'm not making this up. I watch your videos all the time, even to this day, so the fact that you're out here making dreams come true for people like me, I'm forever grateful to you. So thank you for everything, seriously.
Oh, well, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. And again, like we talked before this chat, and I was telling Alexis that I'm just a person, and on that day I hadn't showered. So, I'm just a person, but my thing is, if I can share my story and inspire one person, then I've done it. That's my goal in life. It's just to share stories. So.
And the thing is, your humility is everything. And it's so sweet to see someone so successful, so humble, and willing to share her platform with other people. I mean, You are a rarity. You know, you're like a unicorn. We love it. And you're so genuine, and just your light, your energy is just, it's everything. We need to see more of that. And you will continue to be successful because of your heart and your light and your spirit. So thank you again. I can really spend the rest of the day saying thank you.
Thank you so much, Alexis. In DC, there's a term that the kids say, like size, like you're sizing me right now, which means you're complimenting me and like boosting me up and all that. So you've been sizing me this whole time. Thank you so much, though. Thank you. Please check out Alexis's channel, her Instagram, all of that. If you have any questions for her, drop them in the comments below. Thank you again so much, so much. This has been awesome. If you guys have questions, let me know, and I will see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.